welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another CranKy Duckling broadcast. Welcome to the SC2 Euro Cup 2023, day number 1. I'm, of course, host Live VIP. With me, I'm joined by my lovely plushies, by the people in the chat as well. And welcome, everyone. Welcome to, again, something a little bit different, something a little bit special here. Welcome to the Euro Cup. As, yeah, we are just getting things underway. I apologize for the extended delays here, for the extended break, but we are waiting for our players to actually arrive, and they haven't done so. This is, of course, going to be a 2-day event, actually, for those who maybe have not tuned in or maybe heard of this before. It's going to be a 2-day event open to, I believe, all regions, actually. I may be regional to Europe, though. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to link to the bracket yourselves, as we can have a look at the tournament that we have before us. Again, big shout out to Platoon. Platoon are a team that have been organizing and hosting this event, or that are going to be hosting this event, and there's quite a lot on the line. It's going to be 400 USD. It's pretty top heavy. As we get into, it's pretty top heavy. It is going to be top 2 paid out, top 2, with first place getting 300 and second place getting 100 USD respectively. Still pretty hefty amount of money, but a brutal tournament nonetheless. Very brutal. And we have players from all around the European region, from all around. And let's see if we can actually adjust our bracket a little bit here and delve into this. Can I? There we go. That's what I was looking for. Okay, so from the top, we have quite a number of players, actually. We do have Baby Marine here at the top of the bracket, representing Italy, of course. We've got Rostock as well. I'm just going to point out some of the notables that I'm familiar with, because the bracket is a little bit daunting. It's a little bit of a daunting bracket. We have Baby Marine, we have Rostock just underneath that. We have Wayne as well. Okay, we have Wayne just underneath them as well. We have Radka, who I'm also familiar with. UED Soldier, the Protoss player. Last time we saw him, he went to the ace match against Geralt. So UED Soldier is one to keep an eye on. We have, speaking of, Geralt as well, just under them. Geralt of Rivia, if you will. Acheron, yo, it's been a hot minute. It's been a hot minute since I've actually been able to cast Acheron, actually. The Terran player from... the Terran player from Spain. So yeah, I'd love to get into some Acheron at some point. We have young Yakov, not so young anymore, but young Yakov nonetheless. Scrolling down a little bit further, we have Astra, Night Phoenix's sibling. We have Astra, we have Azura, which is what we're going to be covering next. We are going to be jumping onto Azura here in the first round. Scrolling down a little bit further towards the bottom, we have Art, not to be confused with the Polish Art. There are 2 Arts in the land of Europe, or in the European region, and that is the second Art. And we have Nikic here towards the bottom, and we have Exo Striker as well. So plenty of players here. Again, we have a round of, what, 64? Quite a large bracket, quite a large tournament here, and I'll try to keep up, or try to catch up with everything that has been going on. But here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the green Protoss player representing Bing Bong Esports. I shake my head. It is Azura. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the pink Terran player. It is ZaRDieNT. Am I familiar with ZaRDieNT? Not at all. Not at all, but I am here. I'm ready to be introduced to them. Again, unfortunately, ZaRDieNT was a little bit late. Did apologize profusely when it came to being late, but alas, we are here. We have our match. We have our first best of 3 of the night. And when it comes to players I can keep my eye on, I am keeping my eye on Wayne, Rostock, Acheron, Baby Marine. Like, these are players that can make some very deep runs, and I expect great things from them. Again, it is going to be a 2-day event. We're going to be covering all the rounds up until the semifinals. So basically, day 1 is everything up until the semis. Day 2 is going to be the semifinals, and the finals, that'll be tomorrow after Sparkling Tuna Cup. So plenty of StarCraft is upon us. I also did see some people earlier in the chat asking about, what else is next year on the CranKy Ducklings? Are you covering DreamHack Atlanta? The answer is yes. DreamHack Atlanta is in 4 hours time, or 3.5 hours at this point. So we're going to be covering this event first, and then from here we will be dipping into DreamHack Atlanta day number 2 as well. So a very action-packed weekend of StarCraft. A lot of casting to be had. I'll do my best. I'll do my best to stay sane. As we're getting into our openers here, we do have an economic opener out of ZaRDieNT going for a Rax Expand. Only a single gas opener here, so very economic from our pink Terran player. Meanwhile, Azura back at home. Really interesting building placement here. I've never quite seen this, where we have the pylon next to the Nexus, and we have like a bit of a Sim City being set up here at the natural in a pretty interesting position. So yeah, I mean, in a way, it means that the Cybercore is a little bit safer. It's a little bit less exposed in a way. Yeah, just really unique. I haven't casted enough Azura. I don't get to cast enough Azura here on the channel, so I'm happy to broadcast them, happy to feature them as best I can. Fun fact, Azura was in the chat earlier. I saw Iba rock up earlier as well. Iba. Trying to sign in, trying to take part in the tournament, shaking my head. Like half an hour late to the end, he's like, yo, can I play? It's like, hey, Iba, what's going on? what's going on, Papi? Iba. As the Adept has arrived, CC is going to finish on the low ground though, so Azura unable to delay that, but we do get into the main base, and the SCV is under fire. Takes 3 shots to kill a worker. We will delay the starport, but the SCV is going to be saved. Quick moves out of ZaRDieNT. Oh, but Marines are going to be going down nonetheless. Cyclone still in production. We do have a backup SV that has arrived, but it is going to be chipped away, and it may go down as well. Oh, it does fall. Adept gets cleaned up, but we get a full scout. The Adept confirms the 1-1-1, confirms that there's no like 2-1-1 opener or 3 racks or a delayed TC. He's fully or no fast third TC. So Azura, really good scout. Decent damage as well, as he does kind of settle on back at home. Another Adept threatening to shade in, keeping the Cyclone pin back at home. Yeah, we have a proxy pylon here across the map as well. So Azura, he can reinforce, he can warp in as well. Ay. As ZaRDieNT is going to be moving out likewise, still continuing Cyclone production for a little bit longer. So I'm not too familiar with ZaRDieNT. I did see Tommy Gun in the chat saying to make it happen. Does he play mech? Should I be concerned? As the Cyclone is going to be going down. Oh, we don't really have much here at home to defend. No bunker, by the way, and with this warping of units, Azura, he may just snowball out of control. He gets on top of the mineral line. Cyclones, they are still on the way. This is going from bad to worse here. ZaRDieNT is in a lot of trouble. Cyclone does race back home to defend, but this may just be too much here as the Adepts, they get into the mineral line. More SCVs going down. We have 6 dead workers already, and we're not done. Did I say 6? I meant to say 8 dead SCVs. We still have Stalkers here on the front line. The Cyclones have arrived. We will finally shut this down. Ooh. So we do hold, we do survive for a little bit longer here, at least from the side of ZaRDieNT, but his economy is in shambles, losing so many SCVs here on the low ground. We're not done! We're still killing more workers. That's going to be 10 dead SCVs here in the main base. We do manage to shade the hell out of there. We do shut down that Adept finally, but behind this, we do have additional gateways wrapping up here. We have 3 gateways done. Prism is on the way. Azura wants to keep the pressure up. He's going to have vanilla gateway units. Like, these won't be the most mobile or impactful units here from Azura, but regardless, we'll have a lot of them, and this may just snowball out of control. We're getting a Twilight Council behind this, so we're going to be getting into eventually Blink and potentially even Charge as well thereafter. But here we go, looking at the unit tab, we have 6 Stalkers for Azura, we have 5 Cyclones from his opponent, but already Cyclones are going to be focused down. We do try to focus down the medevac as well. The juggling so far looking pretty damn good. ZaRDieNT taking the fight. Oh my god, very impressive control there. ZaRDieNT not really losing too much whatsoever. Yeah, has only lost 1 Cyclone throughout this game, and he is making non-stop Cyclone production. Is this what Tommy Gun meant? It's possible. As we do have a 3rd TC now on the way, still just hyperfixated on the 1 reactor factory. There it is, we have Banshees and Cloak in production as well. Azura going to be taking his own 3rd base on location. Now, at least Azura didn't lose too many Stalkers. Did end up retreating here. Is going to be, again, consolidating his forces back at home. Blink is on the way. Forge as well for +1. Liberator has arrived. The Stalker is a bit out of position. Probes are going down. Again, ZaRDieNT, he is looking to fight back here. Does take down 3 workers. Does deny a lot of mining time as well. And here we go. ZaRDieNT is going to be pushing. How many Cyclones? We have 9 Cyclones in total up against the 10 Stalkers of his opponent. Bearing in mind, no Blink. Without Blink, these Stalkers, they're in quite a bit of trouble. Now, they do have the Warp Prism, so we can Blink backwards defensively. We can juggle and try to, of course, preserve our units and break those lock-ons. But here we go. The Mass Cyclone has arrived. The juggling, how good is it? We do have the overcharge, and we have to respect it. Once again, good juggling from ZaRDieNT as well, keeping one of those Cyclones alive. Did lose one in the process though, and again, the overcharge put in a lot of work. Azura going to be able to hold on to his third base. Meanwhile, behind this, there it is. We have more factories on the way. The mech is upon us, even pulling a couple of boys to repair as well. We do see a scan just to shut down any kind of observer that would have been out on the map. It looks like the observer did go down. A Banshee production is commencing, is underway. Cloak has completed, so ZaRDieNT going straight for these mineral lines. And what do we have to defend? We do have an observer. Looking at the vision of Azura, we did see the researching tech lab. Okay, we did see it. We are aware. We know. But is Azura going to be able to defend here? Does he have his units in position? So far, he does. He's got Stalkers and Detection here at the natural. We have the Liberator in the main base. It's distracting his opponent. Here we got the Cyclones that do dive in. And this time, there is no overcharge. How good are we going to be able to micro back? Pretty damn well. But Blink is done. Blink is done for Azura. He's going to be able to go toe-to-toe with this army. Another overcharge is popped, keeping these Stalkers alive. GG gets called. ZaRDieNT was committed. And Azura weathered the storm, takes game number 1. Ooh, GG. GG, well played. Azura looking strong, powerful there in game number 1, able to take it in the end. And yeah, with that, this is the best of 3. It does take a lead in this series, but that was merely game 1. We still have plenty more matches ahead of us here. And I want to believe, you know, ZaRDieNT, I was not too familiar with him to begin with, but now, you know, I'm being introduced and I understand. I do understand here that he's a very unique player, looking to mech it up whenever he can, and I'm all for it. And mech is a very unique thing here in TVP. I'll be honest, if ZaRDieNT was to ever look at the VODs, I would highly recommend checking out Dolan's games from last night and from ESL Masters Winter, the regionals. Those who don't know, for those who weren't here last night when we were casting DreamHack Atlanta, Dolan has a very cheeky build. Sorry, not DreamHack Atlanta. Dolan, when he was competing in Homestory Cup, that's it, Homestory Cup, and ESL Masters Winter in the regionals, Dolan has a very nasty 2-base mech all-in, which can do very well. It almost killed Harsum. It did kill Nina. It gave Trigger a run for his money as well. I recommend it. I recommend it. Maybe ZaRDieNT is one to embrace it as well. So them Dolan builds, you know, maybe they're like-minded individuals. Regardless, we're getting into game 2 and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the green Protoss player representing Big Bong Esports. It is Azura. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the pink Terran player here representing himself, from my understanding. It is ZaRDieNT. I'm always here to place anyone who doesn't show up. Iba. Ay, ay, ay. We go. Also, hello, Lord of Terrans. I saw Babylings in the chat earlier as well. Complete. Bienvenidos, bienvenidos. So, Kamikaze, Wormchick, Saldo, Senor Satsak, Easy Phil, welcome, welcome. Hope you're all enjoying yourselves. Hope you're all having a great weekend as well. A little StarCraft going on. We were just, of course, covering DreamHack Atlanta earlier yesterday. And, yeah, the weekend just continues chock full of StarCraft. Whether it's Euro Cups, more DreamHacks, even Sparkling Tuna Cup as well. Enjoy. Enjoy, as we do see a very different opener this time. So ZaRDieNT game 1, if you remember, winding it back a little bit, ZaRDieNT did go for a Rax expand in game number 1. This game, double gas. Double gas opener from our Terran player is going for a faster factory, going for a much more aggressive opener, going Marine first to shut down that probe, and I wonder, I'm curious, how hard are we going to commit? ZaRDieNT, he could go for a 1-1-1, he could go for a 1-base all-in. After this factory, we'll see what he throws down. Does he throw down a second factory, a starport, or a CC? 1-base all-ins are uncommon, but not unheard of, so my eyes are definitely on ZaRDieNT here to see what he brings to the table. Atom Swap is going to be upon us. We do have a backup probe scouts moving on out across the map to try to get a pylon, maybe a pylon up and running to kind of set up some reinforcements. There it is! Starport. Starport is on the way. 1-base all-in. Very committed, very aggressive build here from ZaRDieNT. There is no expansion, and Azura is in the dark. He's not really aware of what's been going on. Is going for a gate expand, followed by a 3-gate follow-up here. Very interesting. A lot of production. We're going to be having an abundance of units early on. That is a good thing here for Azura because of this one base all-in. Additional gateways are always welcome. We need to warp in. We need units here to survive because we are pumping out 2 Cyclones at a time. Going for an add-on swap. Cyclones have been revealed. And we are going into reactored medevacs? Okay. Alright, ZaRDieNT, show us what you got. Reactored medevacs are on the way. Cyclone's being fanned out here as well to try to shut down any kind of scouting from his opponents. CC now in production on location. A very delayed CC. So this is not an all-in, but this is very committed. Very committed build here from ZaRDieNT. Because he delayed his expansion by so much for so long, he needs to get damage done. He needs to get across the map and kill workers and trade with the army and gain value here. If not, ZaRDieNT is just going to fall behind. He's already behind economically, essentially. So he has to try to catch up with this build, with this push. Adept does confirm the push coming across the map. Does he commit to the shade? He will. He's going to be delaying the CC on the low ground. That's sort of being so annoying, so terribly annoying here at the natural base. And again, he saw the army coming. You have a shield battery, you have the stalkers on the way. Azura is getting ready for the push. Not ready in the main though. Shield battery just now in production, but it's not done. Here we go. We're diving into that main base. Probe's going to be going down. Quite a lot of them already. We don't have to miss this game heart. It's going to be 8 dead workers. A pretty good start here for ZaRDieNT. And now we're going to try and trade with the stalkers. We get 1. Oh, the juggling does. The medevac does go down, but oh my god, so many stalkers fall. We need some good target firing here from Azura as he loses another stalker. Eventually, he will clean this up, but the trades weren't looking too bad, and we're getting more probes. We're getting more workers. Just barely. Looking at the units tab here, it was 11 dead probes, alongside 6 dead stalkers as well. For how many Cyclones? Only 6. Only 3. Only 3 Cyclones went down. Very good trade. A very good trade here for ZaRDieNT. You can see how efficiently he was able to trade out. Even in gas, much better in minerals though, and now ZaRDieNT can get into his own economy. Now, as the dust does settle, Azura still ahead in workers. Still ahead in workers. Doesn't have the best tech though. This is very similar to his playstyle last game. Delayed Twilight Council, which means delayed blink. Delayed blink, delayed tech in general, immortal production, any kind of charge or +1 with a forge. So yeah, this is also kind of really interesting build from Azura. As he comes, no shot! He does come across that Banshee. Banshee goes down, Cloak was not done. Behind this, we're getting into additional factory production. And the third CC is on the way, but here comes Azura. Now it's going to be his turn to try to be the aggressor, to try to put his opponent on the back foot. Going for the force fields, juggling into the main. Oh my god. So dirty. Oh, the sentries. Oh, 1 sentry does go down. We're going to need additional warp-ins, though. We need additional force fields available to try to lock ZaRDieNT out of his own main base. There's no way in. He's stuck on the other side. Boys are being pulled, but the production is well upon us. Do we have another force field? We do not. Good target firing on that sentry. The force field is going to run out. We're going to get on top of this. But so many SCVs are falling. Every single worker in the main base. Ay. The Cyclones, they will clean this up, but at what cost? The cost of 24 SCVs. We have to cancel. Yeah, we cancel the third base. We're all in. It's all or nothing at this point. 0 economy. There's 2 SCVs left in the main base. Barely anything. Essentially a 1-base economy. We barely even have boys to pull. We're pulling a couple of SCVs. We have to send everything across the map. Now, what do we have at home to defend? Shield battery, overcharge. We have another shield battery here in the main base, +1 attack just now starting. First Immortal has arrived. That's a big moment, a big unit here for Azura. Third base is on the way alongside 2 more shield batteries. This is going to be difficult to break. Not impossible, but difficult. Ideally, ZaRDieNT tries to drag Azura away from the shield batteries and away from the overcharge as well. Does go for the scan. Ooh, if he can maybe trigger the shield on the Immortal prematurely as well with this Banshee, or maybe we could try to bypass the army entirely and go straight into the main. We have a couple of options available, none of them amazing, but here we go. We're diving on the army. There's the overcharge. Overcharge is probably tried to dive on top of that Immortal, but the Immortal just refused to die. Good juggling here from Azura. Does keep that Immortal alive, does pull it back. Additional Banshees are rocking up as well. There is detection. There is a detection available. We're trying to focus out these last units though. We're down to 3 Stalkers and 1 Immortal. Down to 2. The Cyclones, they're trying to break through, but it's not going to be enough. Azura will hold, and GG gets called. Azura takes the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to Azura for taking the series 2-0. But a shout out to ZaRDieNT. Again, I've never had the luxury of casting him. Never been able to cast him before, but I appreciated it nonetheless. I appreciated the unique mech style of ZaRDieNT as well. Didn't work, but you know, was unique nonetheless and was able to get some damage done. Unfortunately, the counterattack was devastating. The force fields on the ramp just locking ZaRDieNT out of his own main base. I've been there before as a Zerg player. It's happened before, and my heart goes out to him. GG, well played. And with that, we have our first series in the books, and we can now catch up on the rest of the tournament, on what else has been going on.